Hello friends, hope you are doing well. So today we are going to discuss about assessment in GST. Chapter 12 of CGST Act deals with the assessment procedures. Section 59 to 64 are covered by this chapter 12 which are related to assessments. Secondly, rule 98, 99 and 100, these are the three rules which deals with the assessment procedures. So we are going to discuss all these sections these six sections from 59 to 64 along with these rules and the forms and procedures mentioned for the assessments. And I am sure friends, after the end of this webinar you will be comfortably able to understand the procedure, along with you able to learn the forms which are used for the assessments. So let us see section 59. Section 59 talks about self assessment. So what is a self assessment? Self assessment means filing of your returns as per the provision of section 39. So in literal language we can say that all the GST returns which we are filing and we are paying due taxes, so that is considered as self assessment under GST. So what are the returns filed under files in section 39? GSTR 3B, GSTR 3 is not there, then GSTR 4, GSTR 5, GSTR 5A, GSTR 6, GSTR 7, GSTR 8, GSTR 11. So these are the returns filed in section 39. GSTR 3B for the regular taxpayer, GSTR 4 for composition person, 5 for non-resident, 5A for YDR services, then GSTR 7 for TDS, GSTR 8 for TCS, GSTR 11 for refund by UIN agencies. So these are the returns which are filed under section 59. If we are paying the correct taxes in GST and we are filing our return within the due time, then that will be considered as self assessment. Even if you are filing returns late, you need to pay the interest and late fees as applicable along with the return, and that will be considered as self assessment. Then come to section 60. Section 60 talks about provisional assessment. However, we have a separate video in our channel regarding provisional assessment, but I want to elaborate you quickly what is the provision of section 60. Section 60 read with rule 98 talks about provisional assessment. There are two situations when provisional assessment arises. One, when you are not able to determine the value of the supply. Second, you are not able to determine the GST rate applicable on the supply. So in case you are not able to determine, either you are not able to determine the value or you are not able to determine the GST rate, you can approach the department for the provisional assessment in form GST ASMT 01 electronically through your GST login. Once you have filed that form, department officer will scrutinize that form. He have a maximum period of 6 months to close the provisional assessment. So he can scrutinize that form, and if he is required additional information, he can call the information in form GST ASMT 02. Then taxpayer can reply in form GST ASMT 03 and provisional order will be passed by the officer in form GST ASMT 04. So passing of provisional order in form GST ASMT 04 is maximum 6 months from the date of filing of application in form GST ASMT 01. So once the officer have passed the provisional order, he will mention the amount of supply, rate of GST applicable on that supply, and the amount of tax need to be paid upon that supply in that provisional order. Along with that, he can also state the amount of bond need to be given by the taxpayer along with the security in the form of bank guarantee, which can be maximum of 25% amount of the bond. So once ASMT 04 is passed by the officer, what taxpayer need to do? He need to file form GST ASMT 05. In that form, he will attach bond as well as security to the officer. So provisional assessment is completed. Now within 6 months from the date of passing of that provisional assessment order, what officer have to do? He have to finalize that provisional assessment. He will write to the taxpayer in form GST ASMT 06 and he will call the required information from the taxpayer. After receiving those information, he will pass the final assessment order in form GST ASMT 07, in which there can be three situations. One, the amount of liability in final order and provisional order is same. The amount of liability in final order is more than provisional order, and amount of liability in final order is less than provisional order. In case both are same, nothing to do. In case there is an amount payable, then taxpayer need to pay that amount along with the interest. And in case there is a refund, more amount is paid in the provisional order, then that refund shall be sanctioned to the taxpayer along with the due interest, which is 6% in GST. So when there is an amount payable, how to pay the interest? Say that was the supply related to April 2018. Due date of filing of GSTR 3B is 20th of April. Final order date is 12th of March 2019, and there is an amount payable of rupees 10 additionally. So what he have to do, he have to pay rupees 10 along with interest calculated from 21st of May 18 till 12th of March 2019. So on that rupees 10 he need to pay the interest also. Once GST ASMT 7 is filed, is issued by the officer, then taxpayer will take the necessary action if amount need to be paid or refund is to be received. After that, he will file an application in GST ASMT 08 for the release of bond and guarantee, bank guarantee and security, and proper officer within 7 days will release the bond as well as security in form GST ASMT 09. So this is the total procedure for the summary assessment in section 60 read with rule 98. Now comes to section 61. 61 talks about scrutiny of the returns. So 61 read with rule 99. So in section 61 read with rule 99, so this is the regular assessment, you can say the case or assessment as we used to do in DVAT. So officer will scrutinize the returns, he can call the information from the taxpayer like books of accounts or any other information or records. He will compare and scrutinize the things in his own manner, and if there is no discrepancy, he will pass the order in GST ASMT 12. However, if he found some discrepancy, he will issue a notice to the taxpayer in form GST ASMT 10. Along with, he will quantify the amount of discrepancy as well as the amount of tax, interest or penalty or any other amount need to be payable due to that discrepancy, and he will give a maximum of 30 days time to the taxpayer or any other time as may be prescribed in the notice. So once that notice is received by the taxpayer, he have two options, either to accept the discrepancy or to disagree with the discrepancy. If he accepts the discrepancy, he will file his agreement in form GST ASMT 11, and then he will pay the demand after receiving the final order from the officer. However, in case he is not agreed with the discrepancy, he will file his reply in form GST ASMT 11, and he will justify the reason of disagreement along with the documents. He will provide the documents to the officer in which he will explain or justify his disagreement, and he will file his reply in GST 11 within the due time mentioned in assessment 10 form. Now once the officer will receive GST ASMT 11 along with the required documents and discrepancy explanation, he will scrutinize all the things and he will pass the final order in form GST ASMT 12. In form GST ASMT 12, either he can agree with the reply of the taxpayer or he can disagree with the reply of taxpayer. He can uphold the demand and raise a demand notice. Now in that situation, if department is agreed with the reply in form 11, then order will be passed, nil order will be passed in GST ASMT 12. However, if department is not agreed with the reply, they will issue a order in GST ASMT 12 along with the demand order. So now this is the situation. So form GST ASMT 1 to 9 we have discussed in provisional assessment. GST form ASMT 10, 11, 12 we have discussed in scrutiny of the returns. So what is the scrutiny of returns? Comparison of books of accounts with the returns or comparison of returns within themselves. say 3B reconciliation with GSTR1, 3B with 2A, books of accounts comparison with 3B and GSTR1, or any other returns, TDS returns, TCS returns, composition dealer returns, or any other returns. So officer will scrutinize those returns as per the available documents and will pass the order if there is a discrepancy, and if not a discrepancy, then also pass the order. So this is the summary procedure of scrutinizing the returns. There can be a number of reasons where there can be discrepancy. One, there is a mismatch in the turnover in books and return. There is a mismatch in the turnover in 3B and 1. There is a mismatch in the ITC in books and 3B. There is a mismatch in ITC in 2A and 3B. However, in 2A and 3B, there is no case of demand, but officer can verify the things in details for the reason of knowing the discrepancy. There is a availment of ITC which is not eligible under section 17(5). 2A is having more ITC as compared to books. E-way bill are not generated while you have trading of goods. E-way bill has been generated, but no purchase or sales are reported in returns. So there can be n number of reasons. You have claimed the ITC of amount paid in DRC 03. You have claimed the ITC more than your books of accounts. That can be the reason that you have option to claim ITC in next financial year till September. For previous financial year, say for 17-18, ITC would be claimed till March 2019. So this was the situation. So there can be a number of reasons for discrepancy, and few things which are explainable and few things which are not explainable, and accordingly department will show cause the taxpayer and will do the final assessment under section 61. So these are the scrutiny of the returns. Now come to section 62. Section 62 talks about assessment of returns of non-filers. So who are these non-filers? A person who is registered in GST, who is a taxpayer in GST, but who have not filed his returns. So now what officer will do? Officer will serve him a notice under section 46, and even if after serving notice under section 46 he fails to furnish the return, now in that case what proper officer will do? He will write to the taxpayer to produce books of accounts and other information. Since he have not filed his returns, officer is not aware about his transactions. Now in case taxpayer doesn't, if taxpayer comes, he will scrutinize the records, he will make the he will extract the amount of supply and the demand, and he will issue a order in form ASMT 13 to the taxpayer. However, if the taxpayer doesn't appear, then the officer will do the best judgment assessment according to his best judgment, considering all other aspects and extracting the information from income tax or any other authorities regarding that taxpayer, and he will do the best judgment assessment and issue a order in form GST ASMT 13. So ASMT 13 is related to assessment related to non-filer of the returns. And what is the limitation period available with the proper officer? 5 years from the due date of filing of return in section 44. And what is the due date of filing of return in section 44? That is the due date of filing of annual return. Say for financial year 17-18, due date was 31st of January 2020. So 5 years from 31st of January 2020 is 31st of January 2025. So till 2025 he have sufficient time to do his assessment, best judgment assessment, and issue the demand order in ASMT 13 form. So if you have not filed the return, then there will be you can say severe consequences. Along with that assessment form GST ASMT 13, he will also issue a summary of demand and upload that electronically on the GST login of the taxpayer in form GST DRC 07. So order in ASMT 13 and demand note in GST DRC 07. So now comes to section 63. Section 63 talks about assessment of unregistered person. So now we have discussed self assessment, provisional assessment, scrutiny of return, assessment of unregistered person but not filed the return. Now comes to the assessment of unregistered person. So a person who was bound to register under GST, but he fails to register under GST Now that person can also be you can say assessed by the proper officer as and when the transaction comes to his knowledge. The limitation period for this situation is also 5 years from the date mentioned in section 44, which is the due date of furnishing of annual return for that particular financial year. Say for financial year 17-18, if we are talking about 31st of January 2025 is the due date till when the assessing officer can assess that unregistered person. Say you are unregistered in financial year 17-18 and you haven't taken the GST registration in 17-18, but maybe later on you have taken the registration or you have never taken the registration. Now officer, the proper officer can scrutinize you and can assess you in GST and make demand from you till 31st of January 2025 for financial year 17-18, as we have seen 5 years from the due date of furnishing of annual return. So if any person is not registered in GST, then they can also be assessed by the officer. So what the proper officer procedure will issue? GST ASMT 13 we have seen in non-filer. Now come to ASMT 14. What proper officer will do? Proper officer will issue a notice in form GST ASMT 14 containing the ground on which the assessment is proposed to be made on best judgment assessment basis, and shall also serve a summary through electronic mode in form DRC GST DRC 01. So he will issue a notice in GST assessment 14 along with the summary of calculation of best judgment in form GST DRC 01, and after allowing him a sufficient time, which can be 15 days, to file a reply against this form GST ASMT 14, because he need to give him an opportunity of being heard, he will pass a order in form GST ASMT 15, the final order for the person who have not filed his return under in section 63 will pass the final order for the assessment in form GST ASMT 15 along with the summary of calculation, and that summary of calculation will be uploaded electronically in form GST DRC 07. So what is the procedure if a person have not filed the return? Proper officer will issue him a show cause notice on the basis of best judgment along with the summary of calculation. He will file his reply, then the final assessment order will come in ASMT 15 along with summary of calculation in GST DRC 07. So this is the procedure for a person who have not filed the GST return. Obviously a person who have not taken the GST registration, obviously he will be given an opportunity of being heard. His explanation will be taken into consideration, and notice can be dropped if the officer is satisfied with his explanation and the information furnished by him. Now comes to the last section, which is section 64, which talks about summary assessment in certain special cases. So now we have seen all the modes, but we have not seen a person who have filed his returns, whose regular returns are verified, but there is a particular transaction or particular situation where tax has been skipped and department want to track that transaction. So the proper officer may, on any evidence showing a tax liability of a person coming to his notice, so any person includes registered person or a non-registered person, with the prior permission of additional commissioner or joint commissioner, proceed to assess his tax liability of such person to protect the interest of the revenue and issue an assessment order. So under section 64, if in the notice of a proper officer there comes to any transaction or any situation where a person, whether he is registered or unregistered, is evading the taxes, and it comes to the notice of the proper officer, he with the permission for assessing of assistant commissioner or joint commissioner will assess his liability along with the interest and penalty, and even if he have sufficient ground to believe that any other delays doing so adversely affect the interest of the revenue, however a reasonable opportunity of being heard shall be given to that person. So on an application, so now what is the situation, that departmental officer comes to know that some transaction has been skipped and there need to be there is a requirement to pay taxes upon that transaction. Now proper officer with the permission from assistant commissioner and joint commissioner can proceed towards that transaction and can issue a assessment order imposing the tax liability upon that person. Now, in that case, what proper officer will do? He will issue a notice. He will issue a order. He will issue an order in form GST ASMT 16 and will also issue a summary of a calculation via electronic mode in form GST DRC 07. So, form DRC 07 is a summary of calculation which is uploaded electronically through in various forms. We have seen that has been issued in with form 13 also, form 14 also, and now along with form 16 also. So, that is form DRC 07 which has been issued in various situations. So, that is the calculation. Now, once that form ASMT 16 has been issued, taxpayer or the unregistered person, means that person can file an application for the withdrawal of assessment of his assessment order in form GST ASMT 17 with the proper officer. Say proper officer in his knowledge there comes to some transaction where tax has been skipped and he have issued a assessment order in form GST ASMT 16 along with the calculation DRC 07. However, taxpayer have sufficient clarification explanation with him that no tax has been skipped. So, what he can do? He can file an application for withdrawal of that order in form GST ASMT 17, or the proper officer can suo motu also withdraw that order in ASMT 16 if it comes to his notice that there is some mistake happened in issuing of order in form GST ASMT 16. Now, the order of withdrawal or as the case may be, rejection of application under subsection 2 of 64 shall be issued in form GST ASMT 18. So, now order has been issued in form GST ASMT 16. Now, taxpayer can either agree with that order or he can disagree with the order. If he is not agreed with the order, he can file a reply in form GST ASMT 17. Now, proper officer will scrutinize that reply and either he can drop the order or he can ignore that application and he will issue a final order in form GST ASMT 18. So, friends, this is all about the assessment chapter 12 in GST. We have discussed about section 59 which is self assessment, 60 which is provisional assessment, 61 which is scrutiny of returns, 62 assessment of returns of assessment of non filers, 63 assessment of unregistered person, and then 64 summary of assessment in case of special cases. So, we have discussed all the 6 sections along with the related rule 98, 99 and rule 100. I believe I am able to explain it in a simplified manner. So, we have discussed GST ASMT form 01 till ASMT 18, 1 to 9 related to provisional assessment. Then there comes to 10, 11 and 12. 10, 11 and 12 comes discusses about scrutiny of returns. Then we have seen 13 which talks about assessment of non-filers. We have seen 14 and 15 which talks about assessment of unregistered persons. Then we have seen 16, 17, 18 which talks about summary assessment. So, friends, with this we conclude this video.